so she sees all of us.
Good afternoon. This is the Vergne Library Board meeting for March 10th, 2025. It is 5 p.m. and we'll call this meeting to order. We do have a quorum. And I guess first order of business is to approve the minutes from the January 13th, 2025 regular meeting. And you have those in your packets. You want to have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. We'll move on to the order of business. The first item is the library fire system replacement. And do you want to start with this, or?
Chairman Green, you are
Since I got the quote.
very aware of what we're doing here. So I would like to defer to you to talk about this, please.
All right. If you all remember, several weeks ago, we had a big brownout in Laverne, weird power thing that happened. Mm-hmm. Well, it certainly affected the library, and it basically burned out the fire panel in the library. So it is a very old system. I think it's the original system.
It is.
From when the library was built,
2002.
02. So, talking with the city administration and everything, we decided it's probably just go ahead and replace the system. It's time for that. So that's what this quote is. Bruce wanted it to be an emergency purchase. That's our city administrator. Since it is a fire panel and it is a public building and it is our beautiful library. So they are going to do a budget amendment for this into Donna's current year budget to pay for this. And I believe it's scheduled to start being installed in
March 24th.
24th, yep.
March 24th through the 28th.
Yep.
They will be in.
Yep, so you can look through there and see all the various pieces and parts, but it's basically replacing everything, all the fire pools, all the strobes, the sirens, the panel, the sensors that for the air units and the water sprinklers and everything like that. So that's really more of a, I guess, an FYI, that something that has to happen and is going to happen.
Correct. And if you'll look on page 7 of the 12 pages, that shows the payment schedule. And it was appreciated that Bruce put this on as an emergency purchase and that we're able to push this through. I know the Board of Mayor and Aldermen were contacted to let them know that this would be going on through and that it will be on April's agenda for our ratification, I believe.
Yeah.
So payment 1 is 50% of the proposal due upon acceptance, and that was $10,968.46. And then payment 2 was a little less, $10,968.45. Just to say, Glenn has such a great rapport with Turner Security. They are fantastic. They come out, they take care of things, and they don't go overboard. If it's not needed, they will not do that. They will quote just what's needed and will take care of things. So does anyone have any questions about it?
I have
Yes.
one question. I was looking at the list of parts and services and things, and there's a mention here of surge protection. I don't know if does that unit protect us from future brownouts and things like that? Like, is it a true power conditioner, or are we at risk that?
Which one?
That was page 5.
Yeah, I was looking at where it has.
on about
surge
5 or 6.
protector, et cetera. I'm just curious
That is
if there's
going to
any
be-
provision for that.
That is only going to be protection for the panel itself.
okay.
It's
Got
not
it.
for the building.
Okay.
Yep.
And the notifier panel is what took the brunt of the brownout, blackout. And of course, we had to put in, Turner came and did this before for us in August, but they used our existing to try to save us some money just to get us up and going with the fire alarm system. And so we appreciate that, but yes, I knew Glenn would know more about what that was.
So the budget amendment, they added the funds to the library budget from another city account so that it didn't have to
Right,
take
this
away?
will come out of the general fund,
Okay.
and it will be a budget amendment.
Excellent.
And so we will see this at the end of the budget year, that it will be amended into our account.
Good.
Because we recently spent $17,000 for a new rooftop HVAC. So our extra funds were pretty low. And so they will do a budget amendment.
Excellent.
All right, any other questions on that? Next is the outdoor library sign repair and software upgrade. And you have a picture of that in here.
And again, I'm going to defer to you,
To me
Glenn.
on that one. So you've seen the sign out there. It's not been working for quite a while. When Verizon sold their service to another company, their billboard display service. And so we got to investigating and found that the company that originally won the bid was still in business, and they're here in Nashville. And so they quoted us a very good price, of $1,750, to come out and get this operational again, and then $350 a year for basically the cellular connection and the software that you use to program it. So we thought that was a no-brainer on that, and it's in your easy budget. So
Yes, we did have that in our budget.
yeah. So that I believe last we heard there should be out this week or next. I believe, right?
I believe it's this week.
This week, yeah.
Yes, they're
Yeah,
going to
so-
try to be out probably Wednesday or Thursday. They feel like they can do it possibly in a day, maybe 2 days. And then you'll start seeing more of our bright signs up, talking about our programs. They're great for when we have closures due to inclement weather, things of this sort. And the good thing, before we had to play with the displays that we created on like PowerPoint or Publisher. Now they allow Canva, and the library has a Canva account. And so look forward to some great, beautiful displays. We look forward to that. And it will be two-sided on both sides, and it duplicates.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody ever remembers when it was working, but it was great when it worked.
Yes,
Had the time and everything, and you could put all your stuff up there. So looking forward to getting that back.
yeah, the widgets were wonderful. We had like a time widget, and I think we even had a weather
The weather one.
at the temp widget.
All right, any questions on that? All right, the curbside book return bin, that's all you? I don't know
Right.
anything other than what it says it is right here.
I'm excited. It looks like we're just spending. But of course, we are getting close to the end of the budget year. I do want to say the library is very good about how we spend our money. We try to be very careful about it so that we can have a balanced budget at the end of the year. And this has been in the budget. If you've noticed, we had put in a concrete pad where there used to be a muddy, grassy area where people would walk across to put their books into the book drop that's located on the side of the building. I have been waiting for this particular book return to get back in stock, and it has. It's the Kingsley 50 series, C-Series, Outdoor Returns. It does come with one cart that is movable. We can roll it in, unload the books or videos, and bring it back out. This will be bolted into the concrete, so we're excited about that. The one drawback is that where we've had to put it, if you come in through the front entrance, it will be on the passenger side. So, if you have a passenger, pass your books to them and they can put it in. You can also curve around carefully, not hitting any pedestrians, and pull up so that you can put your books in. And I like that it extends out. There was one that was a really pretty color, but it was flat and not what we needed. So I feel really good about this one. It will hold, I'm going to quote this wrong, 350 books and like 600 videos if they were separate. Overnight or over a weekend, we would not receive that many. It's just going to be very helpful. And we will check it periodically throughout the day. I just think it's going to be a great addition to our library. It is coming in the sandstone that will match our library. And we had book return, just like it's showing there, put on it. They had library returns, but we weren't real sure what all we would get. So we wanted to put book return on there. Again, there's a possibility that we may have something different put in, but we will watch for that. Do you have any questions about the book return bin?
Will that be on camera surveillance also?
It is. It will be caught on camera.
question.
Yes.
That's a good question.
Yes, our camera catches that area where cars pull up.
So any
It's a good
vandalism
question.
you can see. Okay.
Yes.
All right, questions or comments? All right, we will move on to the preliminary 2025-2026 library budget.
Okay. This is very preliminary. We are in beginning budget talks now. I've met with our new finance director, Danielle, and we have gone over our general fund budget. So I'm just going to give you a few of the changes. There may be more, and I will bring this back to you in the May library board meeting. So for right now, all of the yellow areas, we do not have control over. That will come from the Board of Mayor and Aldermen as far as our wages, the insurance, the retirement. All of those numbers will be populated by our Board of Mayor and Aldermen. If you go down, starting with line item 148, this is the employee education and training. We had $350 in there. We have had $350 in there for a long time. And that does not go a long way. We try to do a lot of the free webinars that the American Library Association gives us, but I have some staff members that I've been wanting to get certified in certain areas, and I have to give a shout out to Lauren McGowan. She just recently received her certification on basic cataloging through the American Library Association, and this is a big deal. Tammy had been our sole cataloger, and now Lauren is also there and learning the tricks of the trade. And so we're very excited about that.
Great.
We want to extend those certifications, there's a lot of different ones, to other members of the library staff. And so as Danielle and I were looking over our budget, if you will go down to line item 237, advertising. That line item has had $500 in it for several years, and it has not been touched. We do our banners, we do most everything in-house. Now that we have our sign back, we'll be able to use it more for there. So we're going to move that 500 up to the employee education line. And then going on down, 259, other professional services, $300. I could not see, going years back, where we had used that. Glenn, I may defer to you. Do you know of anything?
No. Nope.
Okay, so we are going to move that $300 up to $149. And then going on down to $317 compact disc.
CDs.
That's old. At least you didn't have floppy on there.
No, we took floppy off years ago when we took videotapes off. Or, nope, videotapes
Oh, they're still
is still
there.
on there. It's still on
There.
there. That should be DVD. We'll make sure we change that. We are not buying the music CDs, any that we put in, and you would be surprised, a lot of people still come in and borrow those. They love to borrow them and listen to them. With us being there with the campground and different places, people will have a CD player, and so they'll come over and borrow some of the CDs, the music CDs. So we're going to lower that to 100, and then we'll see if we spend 100 this coming year. So we're going to take that 100, add it up to 148, which will give us a total of $1,250 for education.
Awesome.
Any comments, concerns about that particular area?
I think it's a good move.
It is.
I think it will be too. And this will open up the door that I will feel more comfortable in getting our staff more of these certifications. I have used line 235, which is membership, registration fees, and tuition. We register for our American Library Association memberships. We register for certain webinars. We become members of certain professional, help me out, professional.
Organization.
Thank you, organizations, that's a good word. Thank you. So that we want to keep where it is. But this, I feel like it will give us, oh, we have this money. So now, could we have gone over in years past and then have to do a budget amendment or pulled it from another line? Yes, but we like to stay within what we're given. And a lot of times we do have to switch things around. But I'm excited about that. Looking down, are there any other line items that jump out at you that you would like to talk about?
I do have just a quick question. When it comes to the subscriptions to newspapers and periodicals, is this handheld or is this digital? Because I haven't seen a newspaper.
Okay,
A little
so these,
Just curious.
These descriptions were written probably in 2002, and so it's time to rewrite the description of them. We use the subscriptions to platform fees like our Libby and Overdrive.
Okay.
We'll be using that for, Glenn, help me out, for Uber, for the sign. We'll be
Oh,
using
yes.
the subscription fee there. We do carry 2 newspapers. We carry the Tennessean and the Wall Street Journal, and they are still read, the paper. We do have the digital version, but we have people who like to come in and grab the stick off the wall, because we still put them on the stick,
Wow.
and, look through them and then put the stick back up. We keep 7 days worth of papers on a shelf. And then after that, if someone would like to have one, they'll say, oh, do you think you could save this because it was an article about my great-grandmother or something? We're happy to share the newspapers.
That's awesome.
And then we recycle those newspapers. There are several chicken coops here in Laverne that they enjoy the papers along with our shredded paper. So we put it to good use, but that's where a lot of those subscriptions go. We also subscribe to BookPage. Carissa's probably familiar with BookPage. It's a little magazine that comes out once a month that tells all about the upcoming new releases, and it gives a synopsis of those, and our patrons love that. It's just things like that. Does that answer
Okay.
your question?
It does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and those platform fees can go up pretty quickly. And Glenn, do our license come out of that? Any of our license?
Talking about the
Like
computer
for
licensing?
computers?
No.
No, okay.
No,
Okay,
no. You really don't have any licensing now.
Okay.
Because they were bought with it.
okay,
So we don't really have any of those issues anymore
Okay.
over there, so.
Oh,
And we don't
great.
use Office, we use the LibreOffice,
yes,
so we don't have to worry about paying Microsoft Office either, so,
okay.
yeah.
And at the end of this budget year, we may take a look at that 10,000 and see that we may be able to take it down.
All right.
Well, maybe not with subscription fees on the rise.
Right.
True,
Understand that.
true.
Easier to keep money
That's
in the
true.
budget than it is to ask for it back.
That's true.
Any other line items that stand out to you that you would like to just know what goes in them? I know our program line item is huge, 20,800. That encompasses so much, but about $8,000 to $10,000 of that goes to summer reading. And we are truly fortunate that we have that. I talked to a library the other day. They were asking about performers that we have and entertainers. And their budget for the whole summer, which is June and July, generally 6 to 8 weeks, was $500.
Wow.
Jeez.
And we sometimes pay $400 for a performer.
Wow.
So makes us feel just a little bit guilty, but also very, very fortunate
That's right.
Yes, it is.
that we have that and continue to. We buy like our crafts that we use with this. When Mary does her strings and things, it is free to our participants who come, and a lot of her supplies will come from this line item. And what's really cool is, of course, the end of the fiscal year is June 30th, and then we still have July. So we always say, oop, fresh money coming in July 1st for summer reading. So that's exciting. I did speak with Danielle. She is wanting, and Glenn, you may know this, she is wanting to link together some of our line items that we think, do we put it here or do we put it there? Some departments put it here, some departments put it there. So if you will look at line item 320, operating supplies, and line item 310, office supplies and materials. Those two line items are going to be put together. Money's not going to be taken away from it. They're just going to be put together so that it will be easier when we code where we want the money to go. And I think that's just a great idea.
Yeah, I did that last year.
Did you?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, there was too many different ones, and I just really only needed two.
Okay.
So, yeah, we just merged everything in from these to this and from these to this.
Well, I'm behind the times. Great. That's
Makes it
great.
It was Phyllis's idea, so.
Oh,
I can't
good,
take the-
good.
Makes it easier for us to read.
Oh, excellent.
Line
Yes.
533, what type of machinery and equipment rental versus your small equipment on line
312.
312? I was wondering if that could be maybe merged.
Probably not.
Okay.
Machinery and equipment rental is like our printers, our copiers that we lease. Am I correct? So that's quite a bit.
Big stuff.
The small items of equipment are like our vacuum cleaners that we buy for Miss Mary
Oh, okay.
that she likes to really use a lot. And small items would also be electric pencil sharpeners and things of this sort. So
Do-
am
you-
I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have to pay for your tent at Fall Festival?
I
or-
do.
Okay, I was gonna say, does that come out of the
It
equipment
does.
rental? That's, I
Yes.
thought that the tent would come out of that too, so.
Yes, we are very fortunate to have the big tent at Fall Festival, and so that does come out of line 533.
Okay, thanks.
But I could see why that could, but it just helps separate it just a little bit.
Okay.
These descriptions are, these numbers and these descriptions, from what I understand, come from the state.
Yes.
So that's why they're all, I mean, these are the same ones in mine. So that's why they're listed this way, and I know Danielle said that they are doing some updating at the state level that should trickle down and make these a little more meaningful for, videotapes, the newspaper thing, they're trying to make these more descriptive, but that's why you see these things like this.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions about the preliminary budget? And as soon as we get a more hardcore budget, I will let you all know.
All right. We'll move on to the library report presented to Board of Mayor and Aldermen on March 4th, 2025.
I have started including this because I think it's good for you all to see and hear what is said to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. Of course, you had to have been here last Tuesday night to get the full effect. Yes, you should have. Yes, you should have. We started out with "You're never too old, too wacky, too wild to pick up a book and read to a child," Dr. Seuss. We were celebrating Read Across America Week. And so every member of our board and Kyle, because it was his birthday, that's our assistant city administrator, and several directors, including Glenn, had on the big red and white cat in a hat and the bow ties. And they were such great participants. I have received so many phone calls of people who have seen the meeting and were so impressed that the board played along and was ready to get that word out too. So it's appreciated. But also what we did for Celebrate Read Across America, we had purchased different book bags. There's 3 there. Make a Difference, Be Kind, and help me out, Being Nice. What does the rest of that say?
Something.
I'm not
Something
sure.
you,
I'm not sure.
And I've been looking at these all
I can't
last
see
week.
it.
But anyway, they were really, really adorable. Our children absolutely loved them. Anyone who came into the library was able to choose one along with the bookmark. And we had many adults who wanted them and have enjoyed them. So we just wanted to get the word out that we do celebrate Read Across America, and so proud that, again, this came from our programming budget. Just a little giveaway that means a whole lot to people. And then going on, you can see our numbers for February. And next board meeting, I will bring in numbers for the year and numbers from the year before so that we can see the comparison. I'm very proud to say most of our numbers have eased up. We had a trend, of course, right around COVID where they dropped off, and then it was slowly easing up. But we are now getting to the point where people are coming back in, they're coming into the library, they're using the computer, which we're so proud of. And thank you all for letting go of the ID for the guest pass. That has worked well. We've had no problems whatsoever with that. And we've had more people come in and being able to use the guest pass to get on the computer, and it has worked well. A couple of things to point out. Do You Believe tour, Mike Famillant with the Bigfoot Experience, and Bigfoot is still in my office waiting to go outside by our sign to advertise for that event. That's going to be on March 27th at 5 p.m. It's geared more toward like your 9-year-olds and up. You know, adults are really getting excited about it. Mike just talks about what his goal is to get people off their sofa, off their couch, out into nature, and just see what you can see. And he's going to bring several things that he has found and others have found, such as an imprint of what is supposed to have been Bigfoot. So it should be very good. A lot of fun research that goes into that. And then Murfreesboro Little Theater is coming back on April 2nd. They were here last year, and they're coming back with Dragons Love Tacos. And this group of actors and actresses are amazing. They're from ages 10 and up, and they put their whole hearts into this. And this is done through a grant, so there's no cost to the library. And we're excited about having them back. That's April the 2nd at 10 a.m. And then on the next page, you will see our March events. And tonight, going on right at this moment, we have Lego Fun for ages 5 through 12 in the Storytime room. And also going on, we have Strings and Things, and that is for ages 18 and over. It's the free adult craft. Miss Mary Brent oversees that, and Kayla Richardson oversees the Lego Fun. And then we have Family Craft Night tomorrow night. We just are putting it all in this week. And they're going to create their own solar system diorama. This is a family craft. We were doing ages 5 to 12, and that was fun, but we weren't getting... We had families coming, and they were kind of staying on the backside. So what we have done is we've recreated it to where it's a family story time. And the families can come in, and you will see grandmas, grandpas, moms, dads, children, all sitting, creating these dioramas. And it's just a really, really great thing to witness. So Becky Simon does that. She does a great job. And then we have our Page Turners Book Club. Dungeons and Dragons is still going on. Then we have Lego Fun again on March 24th. And then we have our Bigfoot experience. And then our 2 story times. All together now, family story time. That's every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And I have had the privilege of being able to oversee that story time. Most of you know I was a preschool teacher for almost 20 years, and still in me a lot of times, as the Board of Mayor and Aldermen can tell you. And so we have really, again, it's all ages. So we'll have families come, and I think the youngest that I had last Wednesday was probably 18 months, and our oldest was a homeschool child, and he was 10. And so we try to do things that can relate to all of them. We do a lot of music and movement. And one of their favorite movement songs is I Like to Jump. Don't know if you've ever heard it, but if you get an opportunity to come out on a Wednesday, we play it all the time, every Wednesday. And it's I Like to Jump. And that's the lyrics of the song. I like to jump. I like to jump high. I like to jump low. I like to jump fast. I like to jump slow. And those kids are jumping, and they're looking at me, and I'm saying, I'm watching you. I'm doing this. You just keep on jumping. And they love it. Yep. They love it. Books and Babies, great story time every Thursday at 10 a.m. This is for birth to 24 months. Sherry Pendergrass does this. She does an excellent job. She uses puppets and board books and just all sorts of fun rhymes. And they do a lot of lap set where the parents are working with their children. Just an early literacy event. And then, of course, Dragons Love Tacos. Thank you for letting me go over all of that. It's exciting. This is the fun part.
A lot of stuff.
Of my job.
Y'all are very busy over there.
Do
We
they
are.
Do y'all still have the passes
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, to Discovery Center and to SOAC, Smyrna Outdoor Activity Community Center.
Okay.
You can come, an adult can come and check out a pass for 4 children and 2 adults of either one of those for free. They can borrow it for a week, and then they can go and enjoy those 2 places, and then they'll bring it back and other people can enjoy it.
That's awesome.
But we
That's
do.
great.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
It kind of slowed down during winter, but I look for it to pick back up, and especially when spring break is here, we
Right.
usually have a lot of interest. So we have 2 SOAC boxes, and we have 4 Discovery Center boxes that can be checked out. Good question.
That's great. All right, I guess we will move on to the next interesting item. Dumpster issues.
Yes.
Wow, somebody had to work really hard on
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Looking at
Wow.
that. I'm looking at that.
My very favorite picture.
that. Wow.
The only thing I regret is not going inside to get our skeleton and putting him on top holding the book. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
This was me driving up one morning, so excited, ready for work, and I look over and there's the sofa sitting on top of our waste bin. So I walk over that way, snap a quick picture, and then I think, I'm gonna look in the paper dumpster just to see. And if you will look down below, there in our paper and cardboard dumpster is a TV, an entertainment center, and looks like a, what is that, a dry vac, wet vac box. And there were about 4 or 5 different bags of garbage. What we have done or are doing, we want to add extra signage that says library use only. We want to put a sign that says 24-hour security camera in use.
And we're going to put a camera there.
Yes, and we are, and that's great. It's
Yep.
appreciated. And also, I was noticing on our paper bin, and you can see it in the first picture, it is faded. It's not even where you can see paper only or cardboard only on
Okay.
it. So I'm going to go through Felicia, our purchasing agent, to get in touch with them and let's see if we can get it repainted and get that put on. We get a small check from them for the paper that we put in and the cardboard. And what's very sad is so many of our patrons do use this. They'll bring their recyclable paper and cardboard to put in, and it's appreciated. But when you start getting the other, it makes it hard. I'm not for certain, but I think our little check that we get from them may be about $30 a year. But it's $30 more than what we didn't have. Our next step, if this will not help, is to have them take the paper bin away because it is shorter, it's easier to get into. I am open for any and all suggestions.
It's a tough one.
It is. Do y'all have to take the stuff out of that paper? Y'all don't have to do that, do you?
Oh, we did.
Y'all had to do that?
Well, I say we. Parks and Recreation are fabulous. They have the maintenance crew also.
Okay.
And when I sent the pictures out, I included David McGowan, the Director of Parks and Recreation. And it wasn't 3 hours later that he had 2 wonderful guys over there, Kevin and Jim. And they actually took the sofa down, put it in a truck, took it to where it should have been gone the first place.
Awesome.
And they actually climbed in and got the rest of the stuff out of the paper bin.
Awesome.
Sadly, 2 days later, there was more trash in the paper bin because they thought we had cleaned it out for them.
Can it be locked?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Well-
Can-
That was my next
Yeah.
question.
Or a smaller type opening, or?
They can't get
are-
stuff in there.
Well, there's 2 small openings on either side. So it's a possibility that we could and they put the bar back up, and people will come and take that bar down and open it. Randy, who is manager or supervisor of maintenance, he said that there's a possibility they could lock it. I would need to find out when the paper bin person is coming so that I could be out there to make sure it's unlocked so that they can
That's true.
can dump it out, which I don't mind.
Okay.
If it'll help, I'll do that. The waste bin, we don't have a lot of problems. People will put things in it, but this is the first time we've had things on it.
What?
Different
That took effort to
preposition.
get that up there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Impressive.
I'm surprised it would just would dumped on the greenway. It'd have been easier. It's where they throw everything else.
Yeah.
And
Edit that out.
I got tickled at some of the staff members because I said, what did you guys think about the sofa when you pulled up this morning? What sofa? Okay, never mind. So,
Digital photo to Photoshop some people on there.
right,
I could
right.
have some fun with
Yeah,
this
we should
photo.
put some of the staff up there or something.
You know, you could show it at BOMA with a couple of them photoshopped on it.
Right, there you go.
I think that would be a good idea.
And their hat, and the cat in the hat.
It reminds me of Granny riding on the top of
Yeah,
the
Beverly
Clampett's trunk.
Hillbillies, Beverly Hillbillies. I know
We should have a contest.
it would cost more money. But, you know, if it continues, possibility of looking at enclosing it like, you know, the senior center is and
Right,
in other places to prevent
Where?
even access.
Locking gate.
That would be locked where people
The
can
gate.
The
get
gate
in.
would be locked, so
Right,
when the
right.
dumpster people came and stuff,
right.
someone from the staff would have to, you know, either give them the key or else go out and unlock it. If it continues to be, you know, a serious problem
And that
after the
is
cameras.
true. We would need to have a very tall, because I could see things being thrown over.
Right.
Yeah.
But that is a very good idea. And when the building was first built, if you know where the shed is located, that was actually where the waste bin was supposed to be located. It was a fairly tight fit, and so when they would come to empty the waste bin, they would never put it back in. And it was kind of out to the side. And so when we needed the shed, we cleared that old fencing down and put it there. The way we have the parking lot now, we could put up a fenced area for that.
I mean,
So-
but it's, you know, that's more money.
It is.
And wood
But
is-
it's a
wood
good
is
solution, and that's what I'm looking for from you all, just some ideas of things that we could possibly do to,
Maybe when you talk to Felicia about either getting it painted or getting it swapped out with a fresh one, maybe have her ask if they have a locking model that the pickup operator would have a key to.
good idea.
And that way, it can remain locked and they can unlock it to empty it.
That's good.
Because I think they come once a month, the
Yeah,
paper
it's
bin
not,
people do.
not near as much as the other one. That's every Wednesday.
Right.
Well, at least our place is Wednesday.
And it's every Wednesday
Yeah.
for us also.
It would help them as well, because they would make sure things don't end up in there contaminating their paper.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, they
So
might
It
appreciate
would
it.
be win-win.
Yep.
Absolutely. Locking model. I will do that. All of these are great ideas, and I appreciate you all thinking about it. And that's one reason I wanted to show you. It's interesting and a little bit funny, but very much sad, you know, because we want our library to look nice and neat.
Right, right.
And 2 days before that, when I came in, one of the trash cans, the concrete trash can that sits on either side of our front porch, was knocked over and trash was everywhere and the ashtray part was gone. And it was because that was in front of some electrical sockets that I
heard about
think
this.
someone was wanting to get to charge their phone in. We have put lock boxes on the back ones to keep from having people sit around in the little areas to charge up their phones. They're welcome to come inside to charge their phone, and we actually have a phone charger system from Web Picker that they have lent to us. So I know that was after hours, but that was done. And then the day before that, as I was walking out to come to BOMA workshop, I'm going down the sidewalk in front of my office, and I look, and there is a dresser drawer, an empty dresser drawer. And I should have added those pictures, sitting right in front of the bush in front of my office. And that was done during the day.
Somebody's setting up house out there.
So they're trying to send me
Wow.
a message. I don't know. But, you know, we want the library to look good. We're
Yes.
very proud of this library and very proud of how it looks inside. And we want to keep the outside looking nice and inviting.
Right.
Yes, 100% agree. All right, any other comments about the couch?
I got some, but not.
Not for
I
for
still
this
think there
for
needs
this
to be a
meeting.
contest for it, you know? You should just have some fun with it, you know? You know, who can Photoshop the best photo with it?
Yeah.
I want to see it, you know, our April 1st BOMA meeting, or the BOMA meeting is April 1st.
Oh, oh no.
April Fools. Not hinting at anything.
I'll send you the picture and you can do your
Oh,
thing.
I don't know how to do all that stuff. Send you Glenn.
Nope. All right, we'll go on to the next library board meeting schedule. Next meeting will be May 12th, 2025, then July 14th, 2025, September 8th, and then November 10th. And then we will open it up for any library board comments. If anybody would like to, anything to say, please speak up. We can start it this way and go this way, or,
I always want to tell you, y'all done an awesome job over there.
Thank
We
you.
greatly appreciate what you do, and we really are very proud of the Laverne Library and everything
Thank
you're
you.
accomplishing there. It's great things over there, as always.
I appreciate that. Thank you. We have a great staff.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to second that. Top notch. Thank you for providing access to our community and to our children and to the diversity of the collection that you have so that someone can see themselves in a book, so they can walk into our library and find a book that was destined for them. And, you know, any problem we have in this world can be solved in the pages of a book. So, community, never underestimate the power of a great book to change our world.
Absolutely.
Ditto on what they say. And I just want to say thank you for including the Board of Mayor and Aldermen in some of the shenanigans that goes
Good.
on. It makes us feel included and loved also.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
just great job as always. We love the library. It's beautiful. It's a great place, and it's got just everything you'd want in there. So thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
I'm going to echo what the others have said as well. I grew up in a town a little smaller than Laverne that also had a wonderful library, and I was the kind of kid that didn't always fit everywhere else, but I always belonged at the library, and I think that's super important and amazing
Yes.
that our community has that.
Yes.
I agree. All right. If there's nothing else, we'll call this meeting adjourned.